and welcome back to Cuphead. Last part, we killed Grand Matchstick, finally, and beat Captain Brinybeard. So,
and
hey,
in between parts?
Oh, yeah, in between parts, I found one of the missing parts from a Ross playlist, so gonna upload that so that way we aren't screwed next week. But, I think I'm questioning whether or not I want to go fight Calamaria, but I decided against it because I go back and fight one of the bosses I walked past because I don't really like it. Once I decide on what I'm actually taking to the fight. Come on, Paul, you can do it. There you go.
Hey, good old smoke
Honey
bomb.
Bottoms. This fight is the most subjective to crap. This first phase is actually pretty alright. It's actually even easy, but no, that's not the hard part about this fight. You see these platforms here?
Yeah.
Yes.
These platforms are randomly generated, much like the clouds in Grim Matchstick stage.
God. What the fuck?
Yeah, Queen Bee. But
her head is a freaking ball and chain.
Yep. Welcome to Flash Your Era cartoons. Anyway, unlike Grim Matchstick's fight, where if the clouds aren't on screen, they don't exist, the platforms always exist, even if they're not on screen. So it's entirely possible that if you jump to avoid an attack at the top of the screen, you will get stuck on a platform above and lose yourself until the camera pans down to meet you, because this is an auto-scroller. And that means you can take damage without seeing where the attack is, because the attack still exists too.
God damn.
That blows.
It actually happens to Johnny and Elliot in the SGB playthrough, where they get stuck on a platform above the screen, and they die. This boss normally does not give me this fun crap. There we go. I should mulligan here because I'm at 1 HP and there's no way I make it to the entire fight on a no-hit run, but I guess I decide not to because I'm stubborn. This ball is parryable. Good luck though, because if you parry it, you'll get stuck on a platform.
And then die.
Yep. Couple charge shots to get rid of this guy real quick.
Still here.
Yep.
There he goes.
Yeah, charge shot melts through things. Like, I think one of the later bosses literally, his last phase dies in 4 charge shots. Which is 1 phase rotation when you know the boss.
I just realized all the areas in the honeycomb are office chambers, like office cubicles.
Yeah, because she's a businesswoman.
You know why the ball and chain sort of reminds me of like the sort of wrecking ball attack you can do in the second Battletoads level where you're going down that cave.
I can't say I played Battletoads, but I think I know what you're talking about. I more saw it as a reference to Sonic.
I could see that too.
I saw it more as a reference to, well, I guess it can't be a reference to Hyrule Warriors since that was probably before that, but
Hyrule Warriors came out before Cuphead.
Oh, well, I still don't think it's going to be a reference to that.
Probably not.
That's just my first thought, because Link does wield a ball and chain.
Wait, do you mean Age of Calamity or the first Hyrule Warriors?
The first one.
Yeah, first Hyrule Warriors came out before Cuphead.
Yeah.
If I didn't react fast enough, that would have spawned on top of me and I would have taken damage.
Isn't it? Well, I guess it's not an instant kill.
No, you just take a point of damage, but I mean, if you're on 1 HP, that's an insta kill, so.
It's awfully nice of her to point where she's gonna spawn in.
Yeah, it's also a clue on what her next phase attack is gonna be.
And you know what? You did say earlier that she was being a reference to Sonic. Her face does look like something straight out of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, I'm going into the last phase, where she uses a book to turn herself into a plane, with buzzsaws for hands. Because animation, most of the writers were on drugs. I'm not joking, most animators during the early days were very much on drugs.
Dominate
Mostly
and
cocaine.
bombinate. That's how I be.
Yeah, they all these bosses taunt you with various puns and quips, and I really hope I cut out this pause.
I take it you were
certainly
frustrated.
did not. Well, looks like we got a 30-second pause on our hands because I forgot to cut it out again.
It's a very nice screensaver we got here.
Yeah, exactly. I should probably explain the reason for these pauses. I still live with my family, and sometimes they'll ask me to do things. And that means I'll often, like, take pauses in recordings and whatnot. And most of the time I cut them out. Sometimes I don't. So you'll
OBS
see
has a
very
pause
long
recording
just-
feature.
Not on Slobs. Streamlabs OBS does not have a pause recording in it.
Oh.
It just has a stop recording.
Rip.
Yeah. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Sunset just dropped, so while we wait for her to get back. I was thinking of getting the Seto Kaiba box, so that way I could build up my Blue Eyes deck.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Blue Eyes is what got me into Yu-Gi-Oh! So currently I have 2 Saga of Blue Eyes White Dragon structure decks, and I plan on getting some packs for it.
I haven't owned Yu-Gi-Oh cards since I was super little, like 8 or 9. I never really played the game. I just collected the cards and watched a little bit of the anime.
I first got into it back in middle school, and that was when Zexal was out, so put in perspective how young I am. Yeah, I would play when
Hello?
hello.
Oh.
Pendulum was already a thing, but like I had a pendulum deck, but also with Xyz monsters because I didn't know how to play the game at the time, and my friend would abuse that because he ran a junk synchro deck. But he's the one who got me into it, and I haven't seen him since middle school. I hope he's doing alright.
So what all did I miss while I was trying to get my hotspot fixed?
We were talking Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
My plans for my deck and whatnot. Yeah, Max and I are the Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans. Sunset isn't really into it, I think.
I'm mainly into the anime. The
Yeah.
card game I was not good at and just gave up on.
Yeah, Max's username is Jinzo Fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, Jinzo is a Yu-Gi-Oh reference, so.
Yep.
I just now realized that. I thought it was just something clever.
Nope. It's Jinzo Fighter. I've gone through like so many username changes throughout my internet years. Just my age. I think I'm gonna hold on to this one though because I like it.
Plus, it'll make trying to link people to you a lot easier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if my YouTube URL's the same.
How far are we? We are 9 minutes in. 9.5.
Yeah, 928, 929.
Yeah, I was just checking for myself in the timeline. See how much we have left of the boss.
Thought someone got off track again.
No.
Hopefully, the most we get off track is just me disappearing this part for that little bit.
I mean, I would hope not. That took me a weirdly long time. The first phase normally does not take that long, and I think I lose the time bonus because of that if I beat it this run, which Nope, I don't.
You at least beat it the part.
Yeah, I do beat it the part. It's the entire part, but it's the part.
How long before she transforms back into a jet, which I am still mad because I did have commentary about that and it got cut out because I disappeared.
Well, she's a jet now, so you can say it.
Yep.
She's a goddamn transformer. That's all I really said.
Yeah, she is a transformer. I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, Alexander.
Transform. Why? Ow.
These fists are surprisingly deceptive. Like, I got smacked there. I thought I was safe.
Dominate and dominate. That's how I feel.
B. It's how I beat.
B.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, totally caught there.
It's funny. We're making the Transformers jokes. Isn't that our next game, Transformers? Yes, it is.
Oh, huh.
Devastation, right?
No, Rise of the Darkspark.
That feels like a fan fiction.
It's a terrible fan fiction. But
Oh, speaking of terrible, another piece of boss design that I don't like for this. You can damage Rumor Honeybottoms into a phase transition, but she has to go through all 3 different attacks of this phase before she transitions, which means you can do a damage overflow, which will give you a head start into the last phase, but that means you gotta deal with this phase longer. And this phase is the worst.
Oh.
I hate it. I wish you could just... I wish you could... Like, see, look.
Yeah.
I'm almost
One of the
halfway
iframes were a
into
bit
the
longer than
phase.
that.
No, it's not even iframes. It's just the fact that I'm halfway into the final phase, and she wouldn't transition into the final phase form, so
Yeah.
I was stuck dealing with the second phase.
So yeah, you probably could have gotten the super move off safely if she was in the 3rd phase by that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The fact that you have to deal with all the attacks is needlessly punishing. Like, if you deal enough damage to her, you should be able to skip attacks. You can do that with literally every other boss.
And I'm guessing those pink spikes that fly from the bombs are not a good idea to parry.
You can parry them, but you're probably just gonna end up going into a blue spike anyway, so yeah, there's not really a point. This boss is one of the hardest to parry.
Imagine if you didn't have the ability to just drop down through platforms. You had to like go off to left and right.
Would be so much harder. I would say, but how did I die there?
Yeah, what hit you?
Probably got shot by the triangles.
I didn't. Yeah, I think it was one of the Dorito bits.
Yeah, just like point blank range.
How did I die there? Yeah. This fight just after a while just isn't fun. That's my biggest issue with Cuphead. It's that for the end of the 2nd island and a lot of the 3rd island, it just isn't fun enough to slog through. Which sucks because this game is otherwise fantastic.
That just makes me worried for the DLC when it comes out.
I'm sure the DLC will be fine, but don't expect me to record it.
Maybe if I have the game by then, I
suffer
can do
for
it.
us.
There's no platforms there, which means I almost took damage. Oh, by the way, don't be fooled by the walls. They can't actually damage you. And the floor takes a little bit to damage you. A lot of deceptive hitboxes in this fight. Wrecking Ball phase is pretty decently easy. I this point, just say die. Even if I know I'm not getting a phase transition until this attack finishes, I'm still just trying to get enough of a head start. And I still take damage there. I'm firing the wrong way.
Transform!
You can damage her through that transition, because there are some bosses that are invincible for their transitions. And I hate it.
You gotta make the game really unfair.
You gotta let them do at least some of their flashy stuff.
Yeah, right? Damaging a boss so hard it kills them mid-transition. That would be a fun speedrunning tactic. Just like backloading all your damage.
There we go.
Yay!
That was 16 minutes. Let's see, lost the time bonus, lost the HP, didn't get a single parry, got a super. The only Z fight in this run. Well, that sucked. On to one of the worst. Actually, no, I don't get that boss yet. It's the worst running gun of the game, but we'll save that for next part.
Yeah.